Hello and welcome. I thought we weren't going to get going then. We've had the ring of death for about the last 5 minutes. Triple Pricks, good evening to you. Good evening, everybody. How are we? So there is a poll running in the background. We're going to do a short tweet one today, only about 45 minutes, just because I want to test some bits and pieces. I want to get basically bag 5 done, see if we can tuck into bag 6, and then obviously share anything with regards to the new Lego news, because obviously we do have some new Lego sets out and about. But there is a poll running at the moment for this year. What do you think is the set of the year for minifigures? You've got the new Goonies going up against the Ninjago Workshop, because obviously putting those two together makes sense. Any of the Star Wars sets or anything else you can think of. So if you are watching this back on the replay, let me know in the actual comment section what it is you think. Now, I'm using the other software, so I can't share your comments on the screen, but I will shout out your handle as you start typing away. So Trickle Bricks, good evening to you. But yeah, it's all been a little bit weird and wonderful. Nothing seems to be working. I'm not 100% sure what's actually going on. So fingers crossed. It's either just going to be me and you, or there'll be other people joining us soon. So it just had the ring of death, because I think I tried to click go live like a minute beforehand. And now we are where we are. So I have found the piece that I dropped, because obviously I am a moron. So we will spin you round. Absolutely no idea what that was. We will spin you round, and then we will start to get bits and pieces tucked in. So something's just fallen off this set, and I can't see what it is. So that is where we're at the moment. These are the pieces in question, and we are on bag number 5. So looking at the video today from the actual Goonies itself, it does look like we are getting the freezer. It's just doesn't have the dead minifigure on the inside of it, but we will have the opportunity to add our own if we want to, if we're sick enough to do so. And clearly that would be something that I would do, because that is just a very weird and wonderful thing. So yes, everybody has it out for review already, so obviously you can see it for yourself. I've had a very, very, very quick look to see if there's actually anything that I missed. And the octopus, I didn't realize, was reading this in somebody else's comment section. Apparently the octopus is used in the extended version. So supposedly in the normal cut, because it did confuse me, and it also confused me with the actor that played Data with regards to what he was saying, was it just didn't make it on the it ended up on the shop floor. And I was like, what is he actually talking about? Because I know what they were talking about, some sort of octopus in the actual film. I had no idea what that was to do with or anything like that. Yeah, as it happens, there's an extended cut, and oh well, Brick Together are interviewing the designer right now. He designed his set in just 2 weeks. Oh, what a wrong time for me to go live. Oh well, you're gonna have to sort of listen to that, then jump back into this later on, and then you can let me know everything, because it's a great looking set. It really is a great looking set, and I think with regards for minifigures potentially with new molds and everything else, I don't think we can moan too much, to be honest, can we? So I think we've been spoiled for choice, really, with regards to those. So that is quite a nice thing. Now I've just got to make sure I am actually building this correctly, because you know what I'm like. Oh, it goes on the bottom. Right, fair enough. Okie dokie. So yeah, we are building our first room. Yeah, Big Red. Oh, Big Red is the octopus. Yeah, I had no idea, because they talk about it in the film. I had no idea what they actually were talking about, and then all of a sudden, they're out, aren't they? So yeah, I don't know what any of that was to do with, but now we do. So obviously, I need to look for either the deleted scenes of the director's cut or whatever version it needs to be, and just kind of figure out what else was missed, because I'm sure there'll be other little bits and pieces that would have been missed. So yeah, it's always quite nice to see a movie again for the second time, and it's a slightly different version, and you can make your own mind up what makes sense. let's be honest, half the DC stuff, when they don't get the studio doesn't get involved, it's a lot better than the actual cinema cut. So hopefully people can stop getting involved and actually give us nice films next year. But we are a fair bit on. Good evening, Mr. Lego King. How are we, sir? I've watched the first hour and we'll play the rest. Can't miss off. You can, because it's never that exciting. But I can, obviously, as always, pop all the bits and pieces up on the up for everybody if we need to. But this is starting to come together. I still don't know what went crunch. I don't know what bit is actually on the floor. Maybe there isn't. Maybe there is. When I turn the page, I'll soon find out. But yeah, it's always a credit to the designers. I don't think, to be fair, the actual Lego Ideas designers, I don't think get enough credit for what they put in. But obviously in the instruction booklet, it does go hand in hand. It's actually the Bricklink ones you've got to feel a little bit sorry for, because you don't actually have a manual. So they have their little card, which nobody reads. I do, but loads of people don't. So those designers, I don't think get their just deserves, but obviously they are the ones that hit the mark that is needed to be hit, and obviously they can get all the bits and pieces that they need to with regards to trying to get another one in for it's going to be next year now, isn't it? It's going to be next year, right? It seems to be putting a doorway in sideways. This was not what I was going to be expecting to do now. Door going in sideways underneath a light. Now, I saw the reviews of this when it first came out, and I have not seen anything else since. So if we've got a door, I am lost to what way that's supposed to be. Yeah. Spin that one round then. And that goes that way. Right, exciting. So yeah, this is one of the, obviously, the first room, and I found the piece directly on the floor right by my foot. So when I ended the stream, I looked down, I was like, well, that'll be where that piece is. Nice. Kai Fighter's Legacy arrived today, 71704. Let's get that up and show that off. And also the other thing, actually, what I will show off, we'll jump straight into it. Is all the new gaming stuff has just been added to the Lego website as well, isn't it? So if you didn't know that was a thing, it is. So I know I'm going to go jumpy because it just jumps with this soft, goes black, and I figured out what I've got to do. I've got to go back. It's very, very weird. So yeah, this is all the new Minecraft stuff that they've done. So they've got Steve's Adventure. Obviously, they've got the Goonies up at the top. You've got I guess a small mini build, 797 pieces, mine, for that amount of money. So it's obviously lots of smaller bricks, and then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 other sets, plus 2 new kids Nike collaboration shoes. So they seem to be putting all the clothing on here as well. So they're obviously doing some big thing with Nike. But let's have a look for that set. 71704. 71704 is the latest arrival, and it looks like this. And they do come. I again like the minifigures from these, because these are the Ninroids. So they're not the ninjas, they are the droids, but they are ninja droids. So they call them Nindroids. Is there a better photo of the figures, or is that all they're going to give us? That's all they're going to give us, right? Okay. So they are basically. If this is this from the Legacy? Yeah. So this is the one where Pixel gets the data off Zane, and then it gets hacked, and then basically a virus causes those, and they've got the really cool headpieces on round on the front. So again, you get the 2 ninjas, but you get the actual Nindroids, and you can actually army build those as well. So they do look pretty cool. So Trickle Bricks, hopefully you enjoy that one, because that is a that set does come with very strong minifigures, which is obviously nice to see. And hopefully what will also happen, and would be nice to see, is this actually getting put in and on. Right, we are looking for the instruction booklet. No, that's a lie. We're looking for the sticker sheets, because I've moved everything around. As you can see, the Death Star has moved. That is up on the shelf now, out the way, and the sail barge is ready to go into its own thing. That's 2 sticker sheets. So that's sticker sheet number 1. That's number 43. There it is. So the stickers go all the way up to 55, as you possibly know. So sticker number 43. Now, I could really drag this live stream out this evening and actually work out the language of what this is. But I thought what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do either a live stream or an upload of working out what every single sticker says in their language, so people know. I don't know how much of a pain in the ass that's going to be. I think that could be a right ball ache, but it has been on my to-do list for quite a while. So yeah, it's a pretty difficult. It's not too bad, but because there's so many stickers in these sets, it might take a little while to actually figure out what's what. When you get into a nice little rhythm like that, that's quite nice. Right, I was about to say the next door, but it's not a door running in another sticker. So it's just going to be literally sticker after sticker after sticker, I think, with this set. But that's what you get with these larger ones. So you just got to be patient with them. Number 55. It's Wu riding his golden dragon, and yes, we will see what else. Hang on, I will get those up in a second. Right, so Trickle Bricks says, I'm army building the Wolf, Mask, and Dragoneer warriors at the moment. The Dragoneers are they are very much indeed. So, what set did they come in? So I can show the people. I don't know. I can't remember what set they come in. Because the Mask Warriors are the new show, aren't they? 100% with the Goonies at the moment. Not a surprise with that, to be honest, because each one of those are custom. Loads of them are custom torsos, aren't they? So that's why they decided to go all custom up top, all first time in the line, and didn't go for some of the leg printing. But to be honest, I don't. Even though I've recently obviously just seen the film, I don't actually think they needed leg printing on them. I think they've given us all the ones that needed leg printing. I think because everybody else was just in plainer stuff. I thought, could be wrong. That's what I thought was the case. So this is one of the little modular buildings. So you've got that bit that's coming around, and then you've got the bits and pieces up on there. Both spinners, but the Sora one is the best version. Oh, Sora. Yes. Oh, the Sora spinner. Right, hang on. Oh, of course, that's her name, yeah. Sora Dragon from the Spinzitsu. $8.99. Yes, so I will get this. I'll flop this one up now. So that it goes black until I have to click on another tab, and then it comes. So she's a good minifigure in this anyway, but she's got different eyes. But the actual villain, that one, as you can see, is actually a different clone of them, isn't it? So they've got the purple army, and then the good guys get turned into this, but some of them now actually have the swords where they're translucent with the darker grey, and they've got like the gem in the sword. And they look very, very impressive. But that is a strong looking minifigure. So yeah, if you're going to be army building those, and you're going to be army building the actual wolf mask as well. So basically, that's the purple version of this. That's some really, really strong. That's a really, really strong army build. They don't get them. You don't get any decent villains actually in the workshop. You don't get any of those two. But I think this villain came out in the newer show after the workshop came out. So I'm intrigued to know what they are going to be doing for the future sets next year. Because I'm just amazed that they did that set so early. They can't give us another big one of these. But then I don't know what way they're going to go now. Is it giving us an inverted corner? Are they going to tell us that rather than having a long line, are they going to tell us to have like a rectangle? Which, to be fair, is doable. And it sort of starts to create an actual village because you've got two corners, two straights, and the back is a bend, but you won't see the stuff at the back. So I have been thinking about my my Ninjago display. And I'm thinking I'm just going to keep it as a long length. Oh yes, that's the ones. Yeah, they're there's some, because you've got the forbidden. Is it the Forbidden 5, isn't it? And then they basically turn everybody. So again, if you've not seen the TV show yet, how it all happens and how it all comes about, they are pretty cool characters in all fairness, and there's loads of them. So when you're army building them, you are army building the right faction, because, well, there's tons and tons of them in the actual show where they all end up doing that kind of stuff. So yeah, definitely doing the right thing, putting those together. So are you going to be getting the Goonies on day one? And this is a question to anybody, because I think the store, because it's this Saturday, don't forget, so a week today. I'm on season 9, episode 5. Honestly. Oh, what you're watching is fantastic. And then I was actually amazed that I actually think this is better, which I was quite surprised at. But yeah, I think it is better because of how it all works. If you like Marvel stuff and sort of all the disaster kind of things, and you can see how they're making all of these sets. But yeah, what your army building, you're doing it well, considering you haven't actually seen it yet. You're not doing too badly, rather than me, who's doing dreadful. How does that make any sense whatsoever? Because that would be flush. You got a 3-piece. You put the black bit on. I'm lost. There you go. Help actually put it the right way around, wouldn't it? Who do we have? We have a Rocco. Oh, what? A little bit cold in here. So in case you're wondering who I keep talking to, the cats. So Rocky is down here. He's very, very, very long. He looks thrilled. Look at him. Very, very, very long. But yeah, he will. Well, I was going to say he's going to keep me company, but you're going to jump off? What are you going to do? Straight into the Lord of the Rings. Of all the places to land, thud. Thanks, Rocco. Appreciate that. I'll add that to my add that to my repair series that we'll be doing. But yeah, anybody else that has not yet watched any of the Ninjago bits, highly recommend it, and I also highly recommend watching the movie as well. If you can do that, because the actual movie has nothing to do with the TV show whatsoever. The actual characters are completely different as well, which I'm not too sure why they did that in the actual movie. I think we have a yes. I think that says yes. So Trigger Brick says yes, definitely day one for me, especially if the yes, yeah. It depends. I guess because I think that the big difference with that Death Star is the giveaway ran for 7 days, whereas the Goonies is only for 3. By the looks of it, because that's when the date says. But I don't know. You never know, do you? But with regards to all of the Easter eggs that are hidden within it, it's obviously a nice reference to everything in the film. But for me, I'm not too sure if I need it. I don't think I do. Or I say there's a difference in there. Everybody wants it, but do I actually need it? Yeah, you know full well we're not getting the Enterprise pictures until after the giveaway purchase, the Goonies finish. That's just not going to happen. We're not going to get that. So, so JJ Fov Five Nights at Freddy's. What a cool name that is. Says I finished this set about a year ago. The best thing on display in my room. It is an impressive looking thing. Have you added any other minifigures to it, or do you just have this lot of minifigures with? Because this one does come with a good chunk of figs, as does the others. It's just the newer one I thought was a little bit weak on minifigures. I thought, but you know that's me being greedy. I think, but we're allowed to be greedy, aren't we? When we want all these different bits and pieces. But no, this does look pretty cool. And also, I said in the last stream that it's really nice that you can build this up with so many different elements. So they always use different bits and pieces, like to put the rooftop across. You're just using half a book. That's all that is. So then you get that sort of pattern. So nice. Okay, don't know where they are. Might try and put them back. It is an impressive selection. Amazing. Okay. Well, no, it's I think it's I really like the Ninjago theme. I think the theme itself's always been super strong, and obviously, I think next year is going to be a very big focus point on this theme, with it being the 15th anniversary. So if you think the 10th anniversary set only retired last year, this is retiring this year, and the one that came out following this one came out very quickly. So this has actually only had a short run, because this is going to be, it's technically, well, is it becoming classic if it's going to be its second Christmas if it retires before then? It's retiring this year, so yeah, it's going to have 2 Christmases, isn't it? Trigger Brick says I'm looking forward to seeing someone purchase 2 Goonie sets, build a full furniture. I'm sure somebody's clever. Yeah, so I think people will do that, because I think if they could do the ship and then do a cave all the way through, that would be amazing. But the ship is on an angle, isn't it? So they're going to have to like redo everything, and I think you're going to need a lot of other pieces. But I think you would just build it in mirror. So it'd be very interesting to see, because it is the same, near enough the same length as the Black Pearl. So that would be very impressive, and I think people will be crazy enough to do that, because especially pirate people. I think if people want like another good-looking pirate boat, or they just want the Inferno, then yeah, they will end up getting two of those sets and just sort of cracking on and getting everything done, because I think it would look, well, it does look very good and very strong. What doesn't look very good and very strong is me forgetting to put this piece on, which is not very smooth at all. Can I just take this door off? Yes. What a pleb. Just sit in the middle. You know, when you've got the instruction booklet and you can't actually see where the overhang is, it looks like it's sat in the middle. So if anybody would like to tell me, that would be great. But you can't sit it in the middle, so I'm going to bring it forward, because I'm assuming it's a shelf. So yeah, the instruction booklet is shocking. But we can get this first room in, and then see what the next bag holds. If not, I might actually just get the Ninjago sets up on the screen and then just do a longer build tomorrow. Right, we have comments coming in. So can't wait for the... Yeah, see, the Ninjago, as we know, it's, in case you didn't know, it's the 15th anniversary sets coming through. And Edorm 3677 Tricklebrick says, he says at Tricklebrick, same here. So yeah, I think it's going to be... we are going to get a chase, aren't we? Which is going to be really, really annoying. Unless you love getting all of the smaller stuff. We've had 2 film. The 10th anniversary was every single TV series up until the new one. And then we've had 2 from the new TV show. So are they going to do a hybrid of everything? Are they just going to carry on saying that the Dragon's Rising is the 15th year, so it's going to be in that theme? If you're going to get it, what variants are you going to get for the 15th anniversary? Which for the 10th, they were all in gold. Now, I know they've got different attachments and all that kind of thing and everything else, but the 10th year, well, they added in... There's... we'll have to... I say we'll have a quick look. You got me going on this now, so we will have a very, very quick look with regards to what got added, and then I'll turn the page and have a look. Everything else is about, because the Gardens is the 10th. So no, it's not. Yes, it is. So yeah, this is the 10th, and you get the Golden Woo with this one, and look how many minifigures you get with it as well. So the Golden Woo isn't even pictured in the minifigure lineup, but he is in the box. And that is the one that you got. And then obviously everything else from this wave had a golden figure in. So if you wanted to collect the whole team, then you had to do it. But this time there's a lot more characters to collect, because they're going to be including Pixel in the main lot. They're going to be including... Well, are they going to include Woo? I don't want to spoil it for people that haven't seen it yet, but how this all works, half the heroes in the actual TV show haven't even been found yet for what happens. And then you've got the new characters coming through as well. But with regards to this Ninjago City set, it's literally the best of every episode as such. So you've got the dojo bits and pieces. You've got the museum bit, which is where you meet Lloyd's mum for the first ever time. There's other little bits and pieces going on. And they dedicated half a base plate to Zane's memorial, because he was out of the show for a whole year. So I have no idea they're going to be doing for the 15th. But whatever they do for the 15th anniversary, I'm assuming it's going to be big. But I can't... The only thing I can think of is it's got to go with the inverted corner. So they've done something for you to bring it back. I think what they did for the Lego Ninjago movie was one of a kind. Prices were insanely cheap for most of what we got. Tons of exclusive molds, minifigures, and great prints and wacky designs. And again, this is from EDROM 3677. I can't share the screens on the post. It's really annoying because I keep going between different software. And I would have just clicked that and kept it on the screen. The Ninjago City is, within this Lego room, probably the best build I think I've done with regards to color and everything like that. The price point was fantastic. The fact that we got the 2 movie bits, and even the actual we're off now, so even the actual other sets that came in the movie. So like, they made every single mech, they made absolutely everything in different stalls. I don't know why my cat blocks are on. It's very, very angry. There, get off. So coming through, you got Master Wu from that. So there's the Ninjago City, which we'll click on. But yeah, you got the City Chase that was included. You get the volcano layer. I mean, check this thing out. You've got the Garmadon with a capital Garmadon as a mech shark with a double Garmadon torso. So he's got 4 arms. And then you have the shark people with weaponry and fish. All while you've got a hot dog noodle stand just there. And when that thing came out, again, it was a very, very good price. And these have absolutely no value whatsoever. So if you were to get these on eBay or like built secondhand, for whatever reason, they don't seem to hold their value. The minifigures obviously do, but the actual sets themselves, I mean, they're big things, because you've got that one, you've got all of the team as well. And obviously you've got the dragons, but you can see you've got the big fire mech just on there. This is also, I keep forgetting, you got the Destiny's bounty with this. So you got three, because I've got the bounty as well. I got the movie bounty. So you get the whole crew on that, and that's a good minifigure scale thing. But yes, Ninjago City, what a beautiful thing this is, because this is also at the time, I think this is one of the first sets they started to do like a load of trickery with, because this is the one with the working cash point, isn't it? I think so. You had the working cash point on this one, and then there was a drinks dispenser on the other. I think. But obviously, how the boats and everything goes through. But it must have been at a time where the Lego Group were actually caring, because there's 41 photos. So the box artwork is brilliant. Everything about this set is just insane with regards to a working sushi rooftop. You can see you've got all the really, really bright colors on the outside. So it is the ATM. So they have got a working cash point just on there. You've got all the comic bits and pieces, like 100 stickers as well. So you, again, the instruction manuals were a really nice read. It's just so beautifully detailed. And I'm just hoping that they do something similar for the 15th. That's the standard it needs to be at, I think. Which is, it's a big ask. That is a big ask. But yeah, fingers crossed they might be able to give us something. Like that, because well, we're greedy. I'm looking to repurchase the Ninjago City. I had all the movie sets, sold them to buy some Star Wars UCS sets. You got to make sacrifices. I understand Trickle Bricks. I, as people know, got rid of the medieval bits and pieces I had to get some rather large Death Star. But yeah, the Ninjago movie is a honestly, like, it's what every single thing that when you watch that movie and you don't know what sets are coming, you would literally go, they could make that, they could make that, they could make that, and they could make that. And that's what they did. They actually gave you everything that you just thought, yeah, that makes sense. You can army build those, you can do them, you can do that. And then when they did the city, but that city was out for a year, I think. It wasn't out that long. And then obviously the docks was okay. I think people really liked the docks, but the docks itself as a build was an absolute ball ache, because it was just water and water and water. Because obviously it was a base plate and a half, wasn't it, where you put all the water bits over the top of it. So you tried to move it before you actually had any stability. Then the flipping water tiles wanted to ping off. But then the second you started adding in the layers again, it just gave an amazing thing. And obviously, again, technically, it's also one of the first double-sided sets, where you've got the beautiful fascia on the front where you can drive the boat through, it goes into the water, spin it around the other way, and then obviously you've got the really nice boat at the back, and then it can park up at the docks, which again is used in the actual film. So yeah, it's planned out. It's planned out well. But if you were to get it, Trickle Bricks, would you sacrifice something? Would you re-sacrifice the Star Wars stuff to get that back? I will keep my eye out for you, and if I come across anything, I will let you know. I have a very, very random spare piece, which I'm assuming isn't a spare piece. We're playing that game again. You know how paranoid I am now after the Death Star. They gave you no spare pieces, so I want to check just to make sure. But I'm sure I haven't actually used this piece yet, so... No, I didn't use that piece, so I'm not 100% sure why that's there. Unless that's a bit I knocked off. No idea. Let's have a look at this. Let's have a look. So 3677 says, yeah, I got the docks a year ago for the holidays. Beautiful set, but it pales in comparison with most of the other Ninjagos. Yeah, it's very true. I think, to be fair, in order, it probably goes City. Well, actually, I've not built this, but it'll probably go City, Gardens. More than likely, then it's going to be a toss up between this and the Docks. But I think the newer one is probably the worst. I really like the fact that it's inverted and it's got all the bits and pieces, but I've got mine at the moment next to, obviously what I'm going to end up doing is it'll be next to this, so it'll be a bit more in proportion. But because it's the first one that's not modular and you've got the removable bits at the back, so it's sturdier, that's fine. But there's just not that much going on with it unless you want to sort of recreate the stuff from the first episode. So yeah, it's a bit of because obviously this is basically, this set is the, I guess, is the parallel set to the Ninjago City, because this was made up for what they were talking about in the first season of the new TV show. And then you start seeing where they end up going, and it is all of these little rooms, but it's not a market they go to. It's called something else, but they've called this set a market rather than calling it whatever it is on the actual TV show that they go to. So I clocked onto that. I clocked onto that quite quickly. But we've done a thing. We have finally attached the first, the first one on here. Oh, that's all right. Lucky for me, bag 6 is just bag 6. So we'll be able to get this one done in the next sort of 15, 20 minutes. And then we'll probably start to wrap it up. So I just wanted to come on and basically say hello. And then we'll do a slightly longer stream tomorrow. So you got 2 truckle bricks, haven't you? You got to sell something to buy something else. It's one of them. I've now only selecting certain bits and pieces. I have made a chopping block pile, so I will end up either trading stuff in now, or that's probably what going to be my thing maybe for next year. So I will end up getting rid of some of the bigger Marvel stuff that I don't need. I've got lots of other little bits and pieces that I can just end up sort of getting off and getting gone. So I'd either just swap it out, just like exchange it for in places that do that kind of thing for stuff that I like, or figure it out as we go. So so bag number 6, you get a baker with a whisk. There we go. That is the second. That is the second minifigure. So, or maybe it was Lloyd that fell off. It was. There we go. That makes sense. It was Lloyd. I was gonna say, where's Lloyd gone? So Lloyd must have been on the top, and you just couldn't see him fall. So there we go. He's in Taco Bell again. There we go. Welcome. I tell you what, you're going to know that menu off by heart, aren't you? Congratulations on that. Unless you actually own the franchise. I don't know if it is a franchise, but good stuff. I think I've lost a lily pad as well. Potential. There is potential. 1, 2. Oh, no, I haven't. I have lost. There we go. Found an hole. I didn't put a piece in. I was going to say that doesn't look right. Now it does. Brilliant. Right. So are we going? I guess we're going to have to go up top. We can't go We can't go around anymore. But yeah, with the docks. Ninjago docks. So this is the docks coming up to you now. There it is. So that's your docks. It's an unusual set because obviously normally what the Lego group do is they tend to picture the stuff that they think is better on the front of the box, don't they? So that's basically how you want it. And then they've done the same thing on there. It's exactly the same as what they've done with the Goonies. So they are saying that that is the way to do it. But that is the complete opposite way to the city, because the water doesn't match up. So you either have to have it spun one way or spun the other. So then you've got all the water facing each other, or you've got the back end of the docks. I actually had it. So that was actually facing forward. I think I've got it like this now. And then I've got the city in the far left, so I've got the comics on show, and then it's just coming over. So, but again, that's a nice looking set, but when you're up to scratch with the actual city. So yeah, I'm with you on that one. But yeah, the original movie things, very, 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 very good. So yes, let's hope that the 15th, because I can't remember what month is Ninjago month. So if anybody can actually remember what month this new workshop came out, because I'm assuming that's when it's going to be for the 15th, because I guess there's some sort of Comic-Con earlier on in the year, because that's where they announced the new TV show, and then sort of the sets started to appear. So there's potential that it's going to go with that, but I don't know. But no, I'm glad other people are looking forward to it. The one thing you want to be looking at while you're getting a little bit peckish. Food. I've got a croissant. I'm building a kitchen, aren't I? That's what I'm doing now. I am building the kitchen. We've got people talking about Taco Bell. I'm now putting together all the pieces in the kitchen, and there's going to be cakes and all sorts of stuff going on. I can see it. Why have I got a spare? Any idea? Well, I'll soon find out unless there's another one hung up. They give me an extra? Oh, don't say they give me this instead of another piece. The curse of Ninjago sets for me is real, I think. Let's see. This happened with the last one, where I got 3/4 of the way through the build and the inner bags weren't in the big bag, which was an absolute nightmare. We've got Hash Mobadat. I think that's how you say your name. Hello and hello. How are we? So sorry, I can't share your name up on the screen, but good evening to you. Shibo. Hello. Good evening to you as well. Hopefully you are good. Everybody that's liked the video, thank you very much indeed. We are literally just plodding on and talking about the older Ninjago stuff, which is of course the movie. So if anybody has got any of those movie sets or not, and if you didn't know that was a thing, then obviously let us know. And what do we think is going to be the 15th anniversary size? Are we going to double base plate, single base plate? Are we going to super tall? I'm hoping it's another building and not just an enormous vehicle. I don't want it to be like a UCS helicarrier type thing, because I can't think of what would be that big, because the Destiny's Bounty is obviously the correct size, so that doesn't need to be a UCS version of that. Whatever we get, I'd like a lot of minifigures though. So yeah, let's be as greedy as we can. Let's be as greedy as we can be. But yeah, I'm not, unless they've got something. They might have timed it well. They might have something super secretive coming in the newer show next year, and it might be linked into the 15th anniversary. Maybe. Is that a new set? This one to me is new, but it's actually retiring this year. So it's the Ninjago City Market, which is on a double base plate. So I will show you what it is. So what we were talking about the docks and building before it retires. Can I cheat? Yeah, I can. So this is what we're doing. So this nice, bright, colourful set is what it is all about. So this is the one. So good selection of minifigures. Obviously got all sorts of different bits and pieces. Yeah, so fingers crossed. Ooh. Has it been leaked? I know the at the fan media event, the people that filmed the minifigures didn't even see anything. They just had 5 clear figures saying that they are going to get special figures next year. So I have no idea if that is out already. Well, if the rumors are out for that already, but yeah, there's some it's got some strong competition, because if it's going to go for what we had, obviously going to be 5 years ago next year, that's such a nice set, but it just needs to be bigger than the newer one, because obviously the newer one's okay, but it just doesn't hold up with the others. But the minifigures you do get with this one are nice, because obviously you get you get all of these with it, and obviously he's a cool Doram. He's a cool character, and you've got all of these as well with the crazy puppeteers and things. So yeah, it's nice that we get what we get with these, but I would like to think we would get a big, sort of like a big one. So yeah, let us know. Talk amongst yourselves. What you got me worried now is if it's already out and the set numbers come out, it might not be I don't think it. I can't see them doing 3 big sets in 3 years, because it was every few years, wasn't it? But they are retiring. They are retiring them at quite a quick pace at the moment. I have no idea. As per normal, I don't know anything at all. So I don't know. But I can see the poll is ticking over. So poll's at 11 votes in, not too bad. Goonies is still winning though. I think it's going to be so 45%. Ninjago Workshop, I'm surprised. Actually, well, I'm not actually, because I have just said that those minifigures that were with it were strong, but there's just not that many of them. And then any Star Wars set, well, let's be honest, they all look pretty much the same. And then any other set after that. Ninjago J4. Hello. How are we? Good name. Good name. So are you good, Jay, or are you the Jay from the new TV show? That's the question. Who have you based your handle on? If you've not seen the TV show, don't worry, it's fine. You don't have to answer. But yeah, because Jay's new version, as such, is actually out in minifigure form already. That came out in one of the newer. That's come out in one of the newer sets, and he's a pretty cool. He's a pretty cool character. He's like a well, it's not I was going to say a mercenary type, but it's not that kind of thing. But he does go after sort of people, because he can't remember who he is. But yeah, you do keep bumping into the characters all the way through. But the fact that they're getting quite far into it already, and we haven't met half the people. So I just hope the new 15th doesn't spoil everything. Look, hang on. I'm going to just type in that name first so I can actually see who you're talking about. Oh, of course, it's Rose, isn't it? Yeah. Sorry, that is him. Yeah, I'm like, I'm just double checking who you're talking about. It's who I am talking about. Yeah, sorry. I thought that said in it, but yes, it is. Yes. So that is his new print with all the electric and everything around it. So he's not called Jay. So yeah, it's a. And he doesn't know who he is, and they basically you'll see for yourself. I could talk about it for ages. I mean, I've only seen each episode once, but they are very, very easy to remember. So yeah, it is a strong show. Because I think Jay's the really annoying one in the TV show that you're watching in certain times, and then they've made him just completely different in this one. Yeah, so it'll be interesting what they're going to do with regards to all of the other elemental masters, because you have met so many of them now, and they are basically all in the temple fighting set. The calling one. Yeah, I know. Yeah, he annoys me in it as well, but he's a good character. But yeah, in the newer one, because that's why I think that's where Ninjago J4's based his name from. He's very, very powerful, very, very powerful. But yeah, so Trigglebrick says great looking figures. That's what I love about Ninjago. Well, they are, yeah, and because I don't think it's retiring now. Like I keep bringing this one up. It's the temple because yeah, it's a tournament. It's the tournament city, the tournament temple city. So this comes with 13 minifigures, and each one of these are very, very important. So this thing just here does have a lot of important minifigures in it. You've kind of got the final version of everybody up until this point. So a lot of these are going to be very different prints, I think, on these. Technically doesn't compete. He's he turns into a bit of a melon, to be honest, but he's obviously a fantastic one. It's like all the prints on these, they've just gone berserk on them. And then you have got those two, the elemental, and then the one in purple is a pretty cool character. You've got the old man. I say the old man. I think he was the original owner. I think that was his dad, but I'm assuming that's his mum. And then he basically glorifies everything. And how the tournament works is that it's an amazing competition, because if say you got 100 people, it's like a round robin. But if, say, for example, Lloyd beat somebody that had ice power, he then has his power on ice, and it goes up against, it goes that way. But of course, I have said it a few times, the one that is retiring is the one that you're going to need to get, because that has the really strong, that has the rest of them in. So unless they're going to give us for a 15th anniversary a minifigure of every single, there we go, of every single elemental power. Has that got the others in, or has that just got the rest of the team in? Has that got Kai in? No, it has, yeah. So you got the elemental power of technology, fire. You got somebody from the Forbidden Five, and then you've also got one of your army builders up top. But this one down here is, I think it's smoke. So he's another elemental master. So you have to have this character, and there's Evil J, and that's the sort of like the toxic one. So yeah, they're all the others. So you're going to need both sets. So yeah, you are going to need both sets. Now we have some other comments coming through. Lloyd's voice change was weird at the beginning of the season 8, but I got used to it now. I got a funny feeling. I don't think it was the voice actor of Lloyd. I think it was a voice actor of somebody else. One of them died. But obviously for series 8, where you are, they are now all the same age. But I know one of the actors passed. I want to say it was later on, but I can't remember who it was. That's really bad. That's really, really bad. I should remember who that is. So it was Kirby Marrow was his name. That's who the voice actor who died, and it was it Cole? I think he voiced Cole. It was, yeah. Yeah. So I don't know what series number that was, because that happened in 2020. So Lloyd's, I think, was just a change. What happened with that? Well, Lloyd, funny enough, is a Canadian voice actress who voices Lloyd Garmadon. So it might actually be the same actress who's just changed the voice and just made it different. I thought it was a completely different voice actor. So who provided the voices of Lloyd Garmadon on March 25th, 2017? Sam Vincent took over the role of four sons of Garmadon. So there must have been another TV show. OG Ninjago Lloyd actor Gillian. So yeah, okay. So previously known as, why have they changed the name then? So Lloyd Garmadon is a fictional character, as we know, animated in TV series of Ninjago, previously known as Ninjago Masters of Ninjutsu, and its sequel series Rising Dragon, produced by the Lego Group. The creators. I'm assuming it's the same actress. Oh, Sons is Series 8. Oh, okay. Well, if that's the case, then she did it for the first 8 years and they replaced her. Because obviously, because they said it needed something else because the character was much older. So there we go. Look at that. See, these things that we try and research as I do anything possible not to carry on building this. I will do anything I can just to try and get out from doing this. But we have only got a few more pieces left, and then we'll start to wrap it up, and then we can have a good chit chat about everything tomorrow. So yeah, it's a, because now it takes from series 8 onwards, it takes like a completely different tone as well, because they're not so much babysitting him. He's kind of he kind of now moves. They project it forward quite a lot. But yeah, with the newer one, I think I've actually missed a season or a series, because no, it would be a season, because I think it was on ITV when I started to watch them all. One of the series numbers isn't there, but now they're all on Ninjago. I'm hoping on Netflix. Sorry, for Ninjago, I'm hoping that there is one about. But like there's huge differences between the TV show and the film, because when you actually meet Garmadon in his human form for the first time, not the one with 4 arms, he is actually just like a normal character. And he hasn't got 4 arms in any of the TV show at all. So they made him out to be a bit more of a character that doesn't really know what he's doing, whereas in the actual show, he's a lot more switched on. But no, I'm gonna need to research a little bit more into the newer series, because I know I think there's something has recently come out, but I don't, because they do it in halves, don't they? They do, like, at the moment they're doing like 8 episodes and 10 episodes and all that kind of thing. So it's ever so slightly different. But this is a cute little room, this one. So not going to be a couple of minutes, and we are going to be done. But I don't know about everybody else, but it's definitely, because it's supposed to be the coldest weekend of the year. So it's going to be a fresh. And as you know, me up here is basically like being sat outside. So I can't currently, not that I'm being dramatic, but I can't actually feel my nose at the moment. So I'm going to have to come up with a different strategy. I might have to get my thermals out, which I've not had to put on for a long time. And then I will be lovely and toasty. Where are we at? So we are at that bit and that bit, and that bit goes up on nearly there. So yeah, it's just a couple of little different bits and pieces. So Darmadon came back at the end of season 2, which was supposed to be the end, but it was so popular they carried on with series 3 rebooted. Yeah, very true. Yeah, very, very true. Yeah, because Wu goes after him, doesn't he? And they go up all the mountains and all that kind of stuff, and they basically do the adventure to get there. Yeah, nothing like him in the actual movie at all. He's much more serious than the actual movie. Because I do like the movie, I do find it quite funny, but it was also very, very unserious for certain bits, and some of the characters, I guess it's just like slightly. Well, they are technically at school, so they are all very, very young, and they probably haven't had all the guidance yet. So it was just a case of kind of showing their age in that film. But I would be interested to know what they would do if they made a Lego Movie 3. Because I have read that Disney have actually bought the rights to do one, I think. But the Lego Movie 2 was so bad compared to the first one. A19 Lego Star Wars, good evening to you. How are we? Hopefully everything is good. It's building a room. That's exciting. Right, just building a room. So Goonies is still in the lead at 42%, 25%, and it's a joint third for Star Wars. Any set, doesn't matter what it is, any set this year that you think has got the minifigures of the year in. They have got some nice pieces of certain things. I'm sure somebody will be able to think of one and go, yeah, well, that minifigure was great. That minifigure was great. But yeah, it's always interesting to see what everybody thinks. So I've just made a rolling pin. I know who that one is. That's the one in the yellow, isn't it? The one in the yellow. Just double checking. No, that is that one. He's interesting because you start off to like him, and then he goes off and does something a bit weird, and then you don't know if you're going to get on with him or not. But him and Lloyd clash all the time, so I don't know if he is going to become like a villain or he's going to basically turn out to be like a super Ninjago character. But because you haven't seen it, I don't want to spoil it for you too much. But he whinges more than Jay. So, oh, Aaron. Oh, right. Really? I've just typed in Aaron on Ninjago. Is it ARIN? Oh, it is ARIN. That's embarrassing. What a plum. I have to hunt him down. I don't know who you're talking about. So I need to see him. So I've got Ninjago in the brain. I thought you were talking about the other Ninjago characters then, from all the sets that you've been buying. Right, we've got a croissant oven and all sorts of different bits and pieces going in. And this is the bit that slides in its ass. Right. So we go croissant first, slide it in. Not a good start. There we go, slide it in. Croissants are overhanging. Oh, come on. There we go. Not overhanging anymore. So that's an interesting room. So you've got a complete pull-out room to be able to get the minifigures in and take photos of. And then they just sort of went a lot further in it. So I can add in the 2 long loaves of bread. We've got 3 pretzels to add. Yes, I am saying this correctly. We've got three pretzels to add. And if they're all spare pieces, there's definitely been a mistake. Yes, there has. Why do I have a spare one of these? This is going to come to sting me later on. There's no way I should have a spare mini. Not that I'm complaining, but I have one. But that's it, and I am done. So I'll be on potentially sometime tomorrow afternoon. We'll do it probably for, well, we'll do it for longer than an hour. I just wanted to come in for a quick hour, just say hello to everybody this evening. And then, yeah, we'll carry on with everything 3-4 o'clock tomorrow around that time. So yeah, we'll just see how it goes. And if you are from a different part of the world and you are watching me go live regularly, that's going to change for the time slots because the clocks change this evening in the UK. So we go back an hour. So if you were 7 hours ahead of us, you're now 8, and so on and so forth. So just be a bit weary. The clocks, I do believe, change this evening. So guys, everybody, thank you very much indeed. To the poll, we are officially saying that the Goonies are the winners. It's no surprise to me whatsoever. I think those minifigures are fantastic. So I will catch up with everybody, more than likely, tomorrow. Take care, all. Bye, bye.